What is going on, good people of YouTube? It is me, Chavez, back with another MLB player prop video for you. Today is Thursday, July 20th, 2023. As always, I hope this video finds you all doing well and in good spirits. We're kicking things off by recapping our plays from yesterday, and then we'll spend a moment or two going over Thrive Fantasy Partnership news, and then we'll dive into the Prizepicks board because I have two props that I want to share with you today, along with a pitcher versus batter matchup that's really standing out to me. So if all that sounds good, I encourage you to stick around, drop a like, sub up, and click that notification icon to get notified of all upcoming content and videos from me and this channel. And without further delay, let's get into those plays from yesterday. All right, let's talk about these plays from yesterday. 1-0 or 3-0 or 1-0-2. Yeah, weird day. Two pushes will do that to you. Took the over Acuna total bases. He got us two exactly. Took the under on Ken Waldichuk. Who? Ken Waldichuk. 5 strikeouts. He hits 5 strikeouts on the dot, so we didn't lose or win that one. The only play that clearly hit, no need to think about it, was Chas McCormick goes over 1.5 total bases, hits a home run in that game against Austin Gomber. Pretty much sealed the deal right then and there. So 1 win for sure and 2 pushes. That's how it goes sometimes in player prop wagering, betting, however you want to phrase it. So we're going to move on to a new day with new plays, and hopefully today brings us some wins, no pushes. But remember, pushes are better than losses. They're not as good as wins, but they're better than losses because they do not destroy your slips. So with that being said, let's spend a few moments talking about Thrive Fantasy and what they got going on over there before we transition over to the Prizepicks board. All right, Thrive Fantasy, partner of the channel. If you didn't know, you just found out. Join over on Thrive Fantasy. Use promo code Chavez. 100% deposit match up to $250. Enjoy a very friendly payout structure, meaning more money when your slips hit. Just for using promo code Chavez, depositing $25 or more in your account, you'll gain access to a free square. Today's free square, Tyler Glasnow, 0.5 strikeouts. I think you take this one, you take the over, you pair it with one other play that you like, and damn near guarantee a 3.2x your entry amount over on Thrive Fantasy. In addition to all that, new feature on the platform, insured plays, insured slips, I guess you can call it. Very comparable to what Prizepicks is doing on Fridays with their $20 protected play. So here's what you need to know. Make sure you're following Thrive Fantasy on Twitter. Take a screenshot of your next 4 or 5 pick entry along with your username and reply to the Twitter thread that they got going on. If your slip doesn't hit, Thrive Fantasy will reimburse you up to $25. So very cool feature there. You could even, if you wanted to, join with Thrive Fantasy using my promo code, double up your deposit, use that free square, put it in a slip, and if that slip doesn't hit, then you get your money back. Pretty simple. Any questions about that, drop a comment below, and I'll be more than happy to answer anything you got. All right, here we are over on the Prizepicks board. I have 2 plays that we'll be talking about today, along with a pitcher versus batter matchup. So, as always, if you got what you want, I wish you the best of luck. If you want to stick around and listen to the breakdown of these plays, then that sounds good to me. Let's start off with our pitcher versus batter matchup. It's going to be Paul Goldschmidt today versus Marcus Stroman. I got his fantasy score pulled up, but there's no other prop to pull up for Paul Goldschmidt. But I do want to take you over to props.cash, pull up some historical data, and show you exactly why this matchup was standing out to me. All right, here we are over on props.cash. One of my favorite features on props.cash is the historical matchups that you can pull up and just get a feel for what's going on for that day's games. Sometimes the matchups are shit just because not every matchup, not every day is going to present favorable matchups, but today we got some pretty good ones. So one that's standing out to me is this Paul Goldschmidt versus Marcus Stroman. So here we can just kind of scroll through 27 plate appearances for Goldie, 9 hits in those 24 at-bats, 4 singles, 2 doubles, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, does have 6 strikeouts, and is doing a pretty good job drawing walks. So 3 walks versus Stroman for a 375 batting average, 1277 on base percentage, and a 833 slugging percentage. One of the things I look for with these matchups is the plate appearances, because this shows consistency, versus some of these smaller sample sizes when a player has 2 hits in 5, plate appearances. I like to see these lengthier battles between pitcher and batter, because it gives me a better idea if this batter is, fluky, if this is just like a one-time thing, or if this is just, a situation where a batter has a pitcher's number. So Goldschmidt is in a good spot today versus Marcus Stroman. That is the pitcher versus batter matchup that I wanted to bring to your attention using the props.cash historical matchups tool. All right, back over on Prizepicks. 2 plays that we're going to be talking about today. Cody Bellinger, hitter fantasy score, and then Fernando Tatis, total base prop. Let's start with Cody Bellinger, hitter fantasy score. I like the over on this one. We're going to head over to props.cash so we can break it down together. All right, over on props.cash, we'll take a look at a few different things. Game logs, matchup with Steven Matz, and then Steven Matz numbers versus left-handed batters. So on the season, Cody Bellinger doing a pretty good job of racking up hits, runs, and RBIs, and that's what we'll start with, looking at his hits, runs, and RBIs. It gives us a good idea of the amount of fantasy production that's coming out of those at bats. So you can see that in his last 10 games, he's gone over the hits, runs, and RBIs line 8 out of 10 games, averaging 3.4 per game. Stolen bases, a little bit of stolen base upside there for Cody Bellinger. Home runs, flashing some power there. There's 5 home runs out of those 10 games. And then total hits, it's giving you 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 15, 17 hits in those 10 games. Now, his matchup with Steven Matz is a pretty solid one. 10 plate appearances, 286 batting average, 857 slug, 2 RBIs, 1 homer, 2 doubles, and 1 single. Lefty versus lefty matchup. This is a weird stat here, because typically you don't see left-handed batters hitting a left-handed pitching so well. But this season, Bellinger has kind of defied, that logic a little bit. 362 batting average, 6 homers, 1 triple, 5 doubles, and 17 singles in 80 plate appearances versus left-handed pitching. So good matchup, and a good matchup in terms of, the split. Now, Matt's on the season doing a really good job at suppressing batting average to left-handed batters. Only a 190 batting average, 2 homers, 1 double, 9 singles. But there are too many things here that outweigh that. So Bellinger versus lefties, strong matchup. Bellinger versus Matz, strong matchup. And then Bellinger in general, just over his last 5-10 games, has been on a roll. So we're attacking the momentum here. We're attacking the matchups. I just really like this matchup for Cody Bellinger today. Give me the over 7.5 hitter fantasy score as our first prop of the day. All right, moving on to our second play of the day. Let's talk about Fernando Tatis, 1.5 total base prop. I like the over on this one, taking on Chris Bassett and the Toronto Blue Jays. Let's head over to props.cash so we can talk about it. All right, pulling up Fernando Tatis's numbers over his last 10 games. You can see that he's gone over this line in 5 out of those 10 games, averaging just 1.4 in the last 5, but averaging exactly 2 bases in the last 10 versus Toronto on the year, giving you an average of 2.5 total bases. So 2 and 3, both of those lines would get the job done today. Now, facing Chris Bassett, no history between these two guys. However, we can still take a look at what Tatis has done versus right-handed pitching on the season, batting for a little lower average versus what he's doing against left-handed pitching. 266 batting average, but does have 11 homers, 1 triple, and 13 doubles. So batting average is down, power is up versus right-handed pitchers. Bassett, on the other hand, versus right-handed batters like Tatis, doing a fair job. 4 home runs, 10 doubles, 34 singles, but keeping that batting average low, over 261 plate appearances. Now, that isn't the best stat. Chris Bassett doing his thing versus right-handed batters. We would want to see him struggling a little bit more. But one thing I'm just focusing on here is just what Tatis has done, bigger picture in terms of last 10 games. I mean, just hitting consistently, hitting well. I mean, he's getting you at least one hit in 9 out of those 10 games. Total bases, we go back to this line. I mean, 4, 4, 3, 2, and 3. You see there are games where he is getting you multiple bases. So despite Bassett's solid, history versus right-handed batters this season, I'm going to side with Tatis. I'm going to take a player that looks to be heating up a little bit. If you take a look at his last 3 games here, one base, 2 base, 3 base. Could he get 4 total bases today? Could he hit a home run today? I love looking for that ascension when going through these game logs, going through these stats. So that's what I'm focusing on here. I like the over 1.5 total bases for Fernando Tatis as our second and final play of the day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's video. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you like on the board, as well as your thoughts on the 3 plays that we covered in today's video. As always, thank you so much for dropping by the channel and just checking this video out, helping this channel get a bit bigger every single day. Best of luck to you all should you tail any of these plays. And until tomorrow's MLB player prop video, Chavez is out.